I had a question about how do you start this journey and how do you really connect to your inner child. And I think you need to understand a few things to make the journey easier, at least from my perspective, from things that I have experienced. One, what is your inner child? Your inner child is that authentic part of you. It's the authentic part of you that knew what you liked and knew how to say yes when you meant yes and no when you meant no, and knew how to express itself, knew how to be a free thinker, and along the way you suppress that. So mine, I always see with like boots on and a tutu and war paint and wild hair, because she was very articulate. She was a free thinker. She was not afraid to say what she wanted and do what she wanted, and I saw outside of the box, and I was just a unique child that really didn't fit in. And then along the way I suppressed that. Different life moments led to that. I grew up very religious, and I'm not, like, if that's your thing, no judgment, but for me it did a lot of harm because there was a lot of fear. There was the end of the world. I was not allowed to think differently. I was not allowed to have my own opinions. And it led to a lot of fear, and it led to a lot of victimhood. Good guys, bad guys, I'm in danger, I have to do things to be loved. Love is conditional. It was harmful for me. So when I started this journey, I tried a whole bunch of things, and they were all important to my conscious shifts, because what I was reaching for was oneness, wholeness, right? But I was in such a low consciousness of victimhood, good guys, bad guys, that I needed all these many steps and practices to finally have the awareness. I'm not going to go into all those because there's a million of them, and I'm just going to skip to the parts that really made the biggest difference for me. And I wish I had done them quicker, because it really would have expedited this process. So one is when I finally could wrap my mind around, if I want to stay in my victimhood, I can't be empowered. So everything is me pushed out. Everything is from my inner universe, is the only universe that matters. This external universe is just a biofeedback mechanism. And that for whatever reason I chose certain things before I even came here, my soul contract, because I needed a trajectory point to lead me on my journey. And those things were hard and they sucked. And were they my fault as a kid? No, obviously not. Were they okay? No, obviously not. But some of the most ornery people in my story led to my biggest self-awareness moments, which led to my highest levels of happiness. So I decided one day that I was just going to be accountable for everything, that there's only me pushed out. And if something's triggering me, it's because there's an aspect of me that there's an illusion over, because I haven't had a self-awareness moment in that area of my life. And I'm going to use it as a tool. And that helped me get rid of so much fear. Because if this is just a biofeedback mechanism, nothing outside of me has power to harm me. It's just giving me information for me to make a choice, right? So I want you to think about the emotions and the patterns and traumas that you picked up as a child. Think of them as like gross, nasty cheeseburgers, right? We consumed them, and then we held them in our stomachs, and we never allowed them to be processed. We never allowed them to leave our bodies. And so then we just pile all this stuff on top of them. We just haven't digested this emotion to have a self-awareness moment. So when you desire something and then you go about your day and everything under the sun triggers you in that, right? You ask for more money and then your car breaks down and crap happens. It's not because it's not working. It's actually proof that it is working, because you were asking for a different conscious level with different parameters than where you're at right now. And the universe wants to give that to you. So it says, okay, I want to give this to you, but you need to release XYZ for you to encompass this new consciousness, right? So you ask for more money, you get a bill, your car breaks down, you get triggered, right? And you're just like, crap, this doesn't work. The trigger was the invitation to step into that new consciousness. How do you do that? You just breathe into it. That's it. I know it sounds so simple. It was so simple. It took me for freaking ever to really understand it and allow it. I wanted to fight the thing. I wanted to destroy the thing. I wanted to conquer the thing. I just had to breathe through it. And I spent so long trying to fight the thing that it just led to more things. And yes, there was tons of self-awareness moments, but I could have had all the self-awareness moments a lot easier. Stop fighting the thing. The thing is actually there to help you. So breathe into it. Wherever you're feeling the rush of emotions or the heat or the tingles or you want to cry, whatever it is, like, don't engage it as far as don't fall into the victimhoods. Don't start talking to it. Don't start, oh, woe is me. No. Just say, okay, in my body, in my temple, where's this cheeseburger? Where is this putrid cheeseburger that I haven't processed? It's time to let it go. This is fabulous. It's time to let it go. Wherever your body brings up to you, whatever emotions come up to you, whatever visuals it gives you, whatever information it gives you, follow it. Say, okay, yes, thank you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I see you. What else do you hold in this space? What else does this mean? What, where else do you hold this? Just say yes. Just say yes. Just accept it. Just engage it. It's like having a little child have a tantrum, right? You just have to stay there and say, I hear you. I hear you. Like, it's not about judging the thing. It's not about getting upset by the thing. Allow it to pass. Finally, when you breathe through it, and you can't breathe into your chest here, you'll start to hyperventilate. You have to force yourself to breathe into your belly. Allow the emotions. They will pass. When you have finally breathed to the point that you feel peace, you feel the release, that layer has left your body. That cheeseburger has passed, and it won't come back again. Now, could you have other layers that come up in this? Yeah. But you just have to have this practice of, I'm just going to breathe through the thing. I'm just going to breathe through the thing. Can meditation help? Yes. Do you have to meditate for this to work? No. In fact, Wim Hof breathing really can help a lot because it can just facilitate that. One, consciousness is in the air, so you're allowing consciousness, you're removing stagnation from your body, you're creating movement, and you're facilitating a space where these emotions can come out, right? So that can really be helpful, just right there. But understand that every time that you release one of these inner traumas, that inner child there's less filters on it. So your authenticity is showing more and more and more. Can it be exhausting? Yes. Can you get tired of just being triggered and having to breathe through it? Yes. Is it worth it? 100%. One, you can't stop desiring things in life. So even if you're aware of it or not, you're desiring things all day long. The more you can stay in your present moment and stop, how do I do this? Stop. The future doesn't even exist. Let it go. The past doesn't really exist. Let it go. It's right here, right now, right? Well, how do I fix this thing? I don't know. But I do know that I just released all the emotions that came up about it. So now I'm going to just do the next best thing right in front of me, and then I'm going to walk away from it, and I'm going to allow the answers or the inspiration or the guidance to come to me. You can also every day, your body's a temple, start acting like your body's a temple. Start treating it. And I mean, like, when I talk to my body, this is how I talk to myself. Okay, my inner temple, my inner world, my inner universe, and the God that resides within me. I seek your counsel. I really visualize like I'm in my body. I'm breathing. I'm feeling my body. I am inside the holiest of holies in the temple in my body. And I sit there silently. And I ask God for his counsel, or their counsel, the consciousness counsel. And I just sit there quietly. And I thank you. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for the next step. Thank you for my self-awareness. I'll even say, show me my most authentic self. Show me what she looks like, what she sounds like. There's so many things you can do. Hypnosis and meet yourself. There's so many things you can do. But really, it's easy to just talk to yourself. Show me my most authentic self. What does she look like? What does she sound like? What does she do? What are her hobbies? And just start tapping into them. Write them down. And you'll start realizing that you're this really freaking cool person. And life is so beautiful, even with the bumps in the road. In fact, the bumps lead to the best contrast, which leads to the most beautiful picture. Hope this helps.